A missing link to successful innovation presented by Claire Winnikin. How does it feel when you have to ask yourself these questions? Why did we not see this coming? How did they know that and we didn't? Why didn't we try that earlier? Or how did we miss that? Ugh, don't you hate that feeling? Well, Nobel Prize-winning chemist Linus Pauling reminds us that the best way to have a good idea is to have lots of them. Scientist takes an idea, runs some tests, and draws conclusions. A missing link to successful innovation in our organization has been adequate testing of ideas on a small scale before going big, and the result has been that we've had to ask ourselves those questions. Dr. Richard Daft, a professor of management at Vanderbilt University and author of Organizational Theory and Design, describes the ambidextrous approach to innovation. Daft advises that we incorporate structures and management processes that support both the exploration of new ideas and the exploitation of current capabilities. Organizations that can do both are significantly more successful. One way to do both is to engage in testing innovations. Sounds simple, right? But we and many others often do not do it. Best-selling author Jim Collins in Great by Choice and Chip Heath and Dan Heath in Decisive show us a path to smarter, more efficient, and successful innovation. I'll share how to fire bullets than cannonballs, and then I'll show you how to ooch. Jim Collins tells the story of a sea battle as a way to explain firing bullets than cannonballs. Imagine you are the captain of a ship and the enemy is nearly upon you. You are low on gunpowder and even lower on cannonballs. Two choices emerge as the ship comes nearer. You can aim your cannon and fire and hope you hit your mark. Or you could shoot a bullet and see where it hits and calibrate. And then you shoot another bullet and see where that hits. And then again and again. And when you have just the right calibration, then you send over your cannonballs. Some key points to remember about firing bullets. These are to be a low cost to test your idea, a low risk to the organization, and not a distraction from your primary mission or functional areas. Collins is quick to remind us that if we choose not to test a few bullets, that lack of discipline may well lead to disaster. So how do we do that? First, we test a few ideas. We fire the bullets. And we assess by having some outcome and process measures to determine our success rate. And then we determine, is there anything ready to go big? Any bullets ready to be cannonballs? And then we convert by making any last adjustments before we proceed. We're reminded not to fire any uncalibrated cannonballs, big ideas that are untested, and to stop shooting anything that's not hitting anything. If an idea is not getting results, we need to move on. Now, ooching is a Southern slang term for trying things out, and it's used by the Heath brothers to describe a process very similar to bullets and cannonballs. In ooching, you might take one idea and try it in several ways. Examples might be business, to test a new program or service with several small populations before going to scale. Or in a career, to do an apprenticeship or interview professionals before enrolling in a college degree program. Ooching is not a way to avoid commitment, but rather a way to learn to swim before we jump into the deep end. Ooching allows us to test an idea in the real world and get external and internal feedback. And that feedback allows us to make adjustments and gain confidence before going big with an idea. The fact is that most of us are overconfident in our instincts and not very good at prediction. The Heath brothers tell us that research confirms that a consistent past pattern of performance is a far better predictor than that of experts. It just makes sense to do a little ooching. Now, if you're interested in gaining a deeper understanding of the ideas presented here, these are the books and articles I recommend. I hope that the concept of firing bullets and cannonballs, ooching, are helpful in understanding how testing new innovations can minimize future failures and maximize opportunities for success. Thank you.